Hello again, math friends, and welcome to our episode today. We're looking at the Pythagorean Theorem and word problems associated with the Pythagorean Theorem. Well, what is the Pythagorean Theorem? Well, the Pythagorean Theorem states that the sum of the squares of the legs of a right triangle is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. So if you take the two legs of any right triangle and you square those, that will be equal to taking the hypotenuse and squaring it. That works on any right triangle. It has to be a right triangle. It will not work in any other triangle. It must be a right triangle. So let's look at some word problems that are associated with the Pythagorean Theorem. Let's say that we have a 20-foot tall flagpole, and when the sun is shining, it casts a shadow that's 11 feet long. We want to know what is the distance from the tip of the shadow up to the tip of the flagpole. Well, this forms a right triangle, and so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We put in the length for our legs, 20 squared plus 11 squared equals c squared. 20 squared is 400. 11 squared is 121. When we add 400 and 121, we get 521. 521 is not a perfect square, so we need to punch that in our calculator because we need to take the square root of 521, and the square root of 521 comes out to be 22.83, and in this case, feet. Word problem should get a word answer. The distance from the tip of the shadow to the top of the pole is 22.83 feet. All right, let's take a look at another one. Here we have a ladder. It's placed by a fireman. Let's give a shout out to all of our first responders. Thank you, firemen, for everything that you do. You go in and do things the rest of us either can't or won't do. Back to the problem. A 12-foot ladder is placed by a fireman such that the bottom of the ladder, so here's our ladder, the bottom of the ladder is 5 feet from the bottom of the wall of our building, and the ladder is 12 feet, we said. We want to know how high up will this ladder reach, given that we put it 5 feet away from the wall and leaned it up against the wall. This forms a right triangle. In this case, we're given the hypotenuse and a leg. We want to find the other leg. So we still use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But this time our a is missing. So we put 5 in for b. We put 12 in for c. A squared plus 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. Then we need to subtract 25. Subtract 25. These add out. We're left with a squared. 144 minus 25 is 119. Then we take the square root of a squared and get a. We have to take the square root of 119. And when we do that, we get that a is 10.9 feet. Here we were asked to round to the nearest tenth. That's 1 decimal place. Word problems get word answers, so we would say the latter will reach 10.9 feet up the wall. All right. Well, thanks again for joining us. Hope that gave you some insight on Pythagorean Theorem and how to use that in word problems. Make sure you check out all of our videos on our YouTube channel and subscribe. We also have lots of free interactive math activities on our EdTech website, edtech.dnjdesigns.org. Check that out for lots of drill and practice and other activities. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.
If you liked this video, please click on the thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please click on the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when new videos are posted, please click the bell.